transition from piston engines to jets nearly a century earlier. The pilot's voice came through the intercom speaker. "Making our approach to Houston, Mr. Thrasher." Home sweet home, Thrasher thought, tightening his seatbelt. But not for long. Gotta get to New York and see Charlie's big brother. They say he's got balls that clank. Leaning back in the commodious chair, Thrasher thought, I've got to come up with something that'll get him interested. He won't go for scientific interest or national pride, not him. It's got to be something that'll make money for him. Let's see. He's into real estate, banking. What else? As offices of corporate moguls go, Arthur Thrasher's was minimalist. No swanky, over-decorated suite filled with underlings and paper shufflers. No airport-sized executive desk to overawe visitors. No art treasures on the walls. Thrasher Digital Corporation had a modest suite of offices on the top floor of one of Houston's least gaudy high-rise towers. One flight up on the building's roof was a helicopter pad. Thrasher made the commute from the airport to his office in half an hour or less. He hustled down the spiral staircase from the roof to the reception area of Thrasher Digital, briefcase in hand. With a nod to the two young women seated at their desks, he dashed into his suite's outer office. His executive assistant, Linda Ursina, was standing just inside the door with a frosted mug of ginger beer in her hand. "Thanks, sweetie," Thrasher said as he took the drink from her with his free hand and headed for his private office. "Got me a date with Dave Kahn yet?" Linda was just a few millimeters taller than Thrasher, with the slim, graceful figure of a dancer. Long legs that showed nicely in her mid-thigh skirt. The face of an Aztec princess. High cheekbones, olive complexion, dark almond-shaped eyes, and sleek midnight hair that she wore tied up on the top of her head, making her look even taller. "Mr. Kahn says he's free tonight," she replied in a smooth contralto voice. "But not again until next Wednesday afternoon." Thrasher grunted as he pushed through the door to his private office. It was large enough to hold his teak and chrome desk, a round conference table in one corner, and a trio of comfortable armchairs upholstered in burgundy faux leather. One entire wall was a sweeping window that looked out on the city. The other walls held flat screens that showed priceless art treasures from the world's finest museums. Thrasher appreciated fine art. He just didn't want to have to pay for it. The screens on the walls were showing high Renaissance works from Italian masters, Da Vinci, Michelangelo, Raphael. His one concession to vanity was a small sculpture sitting on a credenza against the office's back wall. It was a bust of Thrasher himself, sculpted by his second wife, back in those early days when he thought she loved him. Sliding into his padded, high-backed desk chair, Thrasher slammed his mug of ginger beer on the desk's cermet coaster as he muttered, "If I run out there tonight, Dave will think I'm pretty damn desperate to see him. If I let it slide into next week—" He snapped his fingers. "Get Will Portal on the phone." Linda's full lips curved into a slight smile. I know, Thrasher said, peeling off his jacket. "Portal doesn't come running to the phone just because I've called him. You just explain to whichever flunky you talk to that this is the chance of a lifetime and it can't wait." Looking less than impressed, Linda asked, "May I tell him what it's all about?" "Hell no!" "Would you kindly tell me what it's all about?" "Mars, what else?" "Oh, that." It was nearly 7 p.m. when Linda stepped into Thrasher's office and said, "If there's nothing else you need, I'll be going home now." He glanced at his empty mug, but nodded. "Yeah, sure. Go on home, kid." "Portal hasn't returned your call," she said. "It's 2 hours earlier out in Seattle. He'll call." "You're going to wait here until he does?" "Yep." "You'll miss dinner." He sighed. "As General Grant once said, I intend to fight it out along these lines if it takes all summer." Linda said, "If I recall my history lessons, Grant didn't win until the following spring." Thrasher grinned at her. "Go on home, smartass." The phone jingled. Linda started for the desk, but Thrasher stopped her with an upraised hand, waited for the second ring, then punched the speaker button. One of the wall screens flicked from a Renaissance Madonna to the youthful, slightly bemused face of Willard Portal. Thrasher broke into a wide grin as he said, "Hello, Will! Good of you to call back." With a lopsided smile, Portal said, "Your message said it's a matter of life and death." Leaning back in his leather-covered desk chair, Thrasher said quite seriously, "It is